Welcome all to mission number 9 of the Red Flag Viggen campaign. This is the penultimate mission. I have gone through my startup process already. I've gone through my armaments and we are ready to taxi. I want to discuss armaments when we go through the briefing, which will be in about a minute or so once we get closer to the threshold. My wingman's sitting next to me and it looks like we can probably request taxi now. We've got some F-16s, I believe, just lining up over there. So we should be able to taxi.
Request taxi to runway.
Confirm when my lights are on. A couple of externals as well. Off we go. Just turning off the beeper on the radar, which we won't need yet. Quite the lineup here this morning, getting airborne. We shall take the opportunity now to go through the briefing. Welcome to the briefing for mission 9. We are today attacking a confusing target. And the reason I say confusing is because this description here on page 10 says that Dodge 1 will target the runway of an airfield just southwest of the bullseye. However, when I scroll down to the target photos, this is clearly not an airfield. It says they're a rolling stock on a railroad siding. I'm going to talk about that a bit more in detail. Now, I think that the description up here is actually wrong. This looks like this is the briefing for mission 4. You'll see mission 4, Dodge flight will target the runway of an airfield just southwest of the bullseye. Blah, 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 blah. We are planning around a TOT of 0926, but that may be slipped by as much as 10 minutes based on the assessment, yada yada. That's from mission 4, back to mission 9 briefing. We are planning a TOT of 0926, but that may be slipped by as much as 10 minutes, blah, blah, blah. So it looks like they've forgotten to update this page on mission 9 briefing. I have no idea what else here is duplicated from other mission briefings. I've already got some issues with the way these briefings are presented and laid out, which I think I'll go into in some more detail in a post-campaign summary. Now, if we scroll down to the actual target photos, we can see here that we are attacking rolling stock at a railway siding. The run-in heading is perpendicular almost to the longitudinal layout of the target. Now, if we're using Mavericks, that's not so bad because we can probably get 2 Mavericks away, although that's a very short distance from the ridge to the target itself. I think that looks like about 10 seconds of flying. It's going to be tough to get 2 Mavericks away when we pop over that ridge. What I would prefer to do, and what I would prefer a mission planner to advise, is to attack the target from along its longitudinal axis. So to come in from the northeast or the southwest, I would actually come in from the southwest, turn in, try and hit the target along its line, and then bug out to the northeast. Now, provided there's no restricted airspace down to the south, that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to fly south, I'm going to turn right and attack in this direction along the line. That'll give me more approach path to get Mavericks away. Or if I decide to take something like rockets, then I've got much more length of target to fire them. And I think it's going to be a rocket attack in this mission. So given the errors I've already found in the briefing, I'm not sure whether we should bother going through the rest of it. I'm going to trust this diagram here on page 15 and ignore the rest. So subsequent to the briefing, what I've done is I have removed the RB05s, which were specified in the loadout for this mission, and I've replaced them with 2 of the high explosive Arak rocket cartridges. The plan is to run along the line of the siding and loose off those rockets set to individual rocket release, so they'll go in pairs as I depress the trigger. I'm hoping that by doing that we can actually get a much greater effect on the target than would be possible with just 2 RB05s.
Hey, what are you doing?
Now, actually, I don't mind taxing forward because I was already armed. You can see the rocket cartridges are full, so we don't need to worry about that. You can see the Viggen in front. He's carrying the loadout that was specified in the mission, but once again I disagree with the suggested loadout, and the main reason for that obviously is the fact that we're attacking soft targets, relatively soft targets, and we have a target that is aligned along a line. So if we can fly along that line and we can just loose weapons along the way, we should be able to get some quite good effect. It doesn't mean getting in relatively close, but that is something that I'm happy to risk on this particular mission.
Dodge 1-1. Request takeoff. For takeoff. Dodge 1-1. Unable to clear for takeoff.
So we're lined up. Get the HUD in position. Wait for those other chaps to clear. That one is still running the length of the runway. He's lifting off now.
Dodge 1-1. You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 28.16.
We're now clear. I'm going to hit the reference button and we are going to get cracking here.
Dodge 2. Apple.
One stage afterburn. And lifting off. Gear up. Still just a little bit slow here. Let's go second stage afterburn just to get a bit of airspeed. And there we are, clearing for waypoint 1. Gear is up. Dropping back to middle power. Turning on to Bravo 2 now. And as with the last few missions, we will skip this part of the video and we will pick it up over the hold point sometime before we get the push to head in to the target. Welcome now to the on-station wait. We are past waypoint 2, waypoint 3 now shows off to the west. It is just gone 8 o'clock, so it looks like we've got about 3 or 4 minutes until the push. And there's quite a few aircraft around. Some high contacts over there. A few high ones over there. I'm going to go into a left-hand orbit because we are departing a bit to the north of the hold area, and it's a formation of 4 somethings up there, looking good. We'll just come down to the southwest for a moment and then we'll turn off to the east. The other Dodge formation should be off in this direction. That could be them over there. I can just see some tiny black spots. And there's a formation of 4 over in that direction. Another form of 4 up there. So it looks like we've got 2 groups of 4 high cover, one on either flank, which is quite nice. Yeah, there's the other Dodge formation. So we'll focus on them. Fuel's just past the 100 mark, so we'll get rid of the tank now. It'll save us a little bit of drag. See what those guys are up there behind us. If it's probably these 3 B1s. Oh, that's nice. What I might do then is what they're going to do. Where's their flight? Down to the south here. That's interesting. And up like that. I wonder if they're hitting this target up here. Okay, that'll be interesting to see what they do. What else have we got? There's the other Dodge formation. The A10s. Oh, what? Looks like they just go in and out. Interesting flight path. Just as far as there. Maybe they launch long range. Crikey, look at this. Maybe they launch long range weapons. Oh, that's what happens when you don't look at what you're doing. I thought I was on hold there. Good thing I checked back in. Well, at least we're at a good altitude now. And our push should come in the next minute or so. We'll just go into a left-hand gentle climb. Okay, we've got the other formation there. We've got F-16s. Okay, what I want to hopefully do is, those high ones are F-15s, by the way, there and there. I want to let all that other stuff push forward. We've got already missiles away here from a B-52. Oh, this will be fun. Mind you, it's a long flight path for those missiles, so I don't think we've got time to watch that. We need to keep an eye on the clock here and any instructions we get to push forward. Desert Highway. There are the B1s up there. I want to follow them in, I think, because they will do a nice job of distracting the defences. It does seem a little bit pale in here. Okay. There's our instruction to push, so I'm going to turn to the left out onto 270-ish, 280. I'd like to be behind the bombers. That looks like Dodge 2 over there in the distance. So we'll fly their long 6. That could be someone else because I've got another pair. Anyway, whoever it is, I want to go behind them. And behind these bombers too. There's the other Dodge formation. Seem to be going rather slow. They are descending, so we shall descend also. Bombers are up ahead. I may make an orbit here to distance myself from those bombers. I'm not entirely sure what their forward airspeed is. We'll check the map and see if we can get that information. B1s, oh look at these AGM-86 missiles already on their way in. They came from the B-52, I think. Now the B1's airspeed, can we get it from here? Is 832 and mine is 648, so they will be accelerating away from me. Should be, although it suddenly looks like they're turning south, which is not very good for me. I've got some A-10s off to the south as well. Which way are they going? Okay, they go in, they hit this hill and then they bugger off. I bet they're SEAD. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit behind them. These bombers have turned again. I kind of like the idea of sitting behind those A-10s. Alternatively, what I can do with the A-10s is, because their missiles are so fast, try and time it so at least their missiles get in the way before I get close to the target. Anyway, I'm still quite slow, so there's plenty of time to make these decisions. Just going to get this tone to a volume that's acceptable. Turn it back off. Okay. Bombers arcing away ahead of me with a speed gain of about 150 kph. Still no missiles in the air from anybody apart from that early bunch, which are still inbound. Look at this. There's a Tunguska going after them. Anti-missile missile perhaps does the trick here. Doesn't have the speed. Is it trying for one of these other ones? No? So the anti-missile missile looks to have failed. It's going to run out of steam. Yeah, it's crashed into the ground. There's another one coming up here. That's going quick. Look at that. Blimey. How fast is that thing doing? About 1700. Now it's running out of energy. Oh. Bugger. I really love this tactical map. Having only really discovered it in about the 4th or 5th mission and using it for flight planning purposes. For some people it might seem a little cheaty, but Bunyip did explicitly say in one of his forum posts that he advised using the tactical map. So I'm taking the campaign creators' words here and applying them. So I'm hoping that doesn't denigrate the situation in any way. And we've lined up, so we're all on autopilot anyway. We might as well be doing a bit of tactical work. These 18s are really slow. There are MiG.
Dodge 2, passing Irish.
29s. Dodge 2's now passing Irish. I'm not far enough behind them, I don't think, to get the cover I need. F-16s as well. I'm going to turn right. I'm going to be sneaky here, and I'm going to turn right to kind of position myself, I guess, underneath the F-16s or behind the F-16s, sort of also near the A-10s a little bit, because I really want. There's the F-16s over there. I can just see them. Do a single orbit all the way around. This is purely to slow my progress down. It seems that there's so much anti-air defense up ahead. I really want to push as many other friendly aircraft forward as possible, so that one, any of our aircraft that are doing anti-defensive work can get their job done, and two, so that any surviving defences just have a lot more stuff to shoot at, which reduces the probability of me being one of those things that they choose to shoot at. It's heading south, coming around now onto 260 or thereabouts. That's when we'll roll out. The bombers have now turned to the north slightly. I'm well behind those B1s now. That'll do for a heading. We shall descend. This looks like Mount Irish right here. Yeah, 11 k's away. Yep, it is.
Dodge 2, passing the farms.
Dodge 2 up at the farms. That's interesting. Quite well ahead of me. Where's my wingman? Hope he's with me. We're all set to release everything. Just a few final checks of my countermeasure system. Colt 2 passing Irish. That is either the F-16s or the A-10s. I hope it's the A-10s. There's the waypoint. 4, turning left. Stay below the hills. Down, down, down. That's about a reasonable height. I will level off in a second. This will give us a few more minutes as we fly across this area south of the farms. Just dip down a little more. That'll do. Wingman's in position. Tactical map again. The bombers, where the hell are they? There. What are those guys? That's Hog. Okay, so there's the F-16s are the Pontiac and the F-15s. They're the Pontiac formations. There are still a lot of SAMs left. That's our target there. So we need to get Su-30s. Is everything coming out of this area over here? That's nearly down that SAM site. This stuff here I don't really want to deal with.
Dodge 2. That's it.
It's going to be very hard to avoid that SAM. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I mean. Hey, they're flying through restricted airspace. I know that you can't fly through that square. Look at those cheeky little B1s.
Hog 1, passing Irish.
Hogs are inbound now too. They are the key for me
Colt 3, fence in.
to getting rid of some of these ground defenses. But no, they're not apparently launching anything. What are they doing? Are they still going? It shows me on the map here that they're just supposed to go there, then turn for home. Strange path. Maybe they've got a waypoint there which says attack enemy air defenses. Who knows?
Colt 3, engaging air defenses. Colt 1, fence in.
Everything's happening now. I want to see these SAM sites here go. That one particularly. And
Colt 4,
that one there. Okay, this one here's the key one. The Strela. That's the key one. That means I can fly to the south.
Colt 4, engaging air defenses.
Good. Engage away, my friends. Engage away. Have we got any missiles in the air? Very strange. It's taking an awful long time for everybody to engage. These Viggens are almost over the target area already. The first Viggens. These guys are all moving. The ground defenses. Oh, jeez. This could be a bit of a butchery going on up ahead. I'm really glad I'm not at the front of this. I don't know why those Viggens are so advanced. Seems like they're going to get themselves hammered. That could be them up there. Can we adjust our course left a little? I need to get past here and then I want to follow that line, I think. Just this side of that ridge. So there should be a ridge line there. So I'm going to follow the line of this ridge down in that direction a little bit.
Pontiac 3, passing south of Quartzsite.
Okay, everyone's passing south of Quartzsite. We're just going past the farms now.
Pontiac 4, passing south of Quartzsite.
Brrr. Okay, looking up ahead, there's a lot of flares going off.
Dodge 2, passing Quartzsite. Colt 1,
So
IP, running in.
that's Quartzsite there. Okay, Dodge 2. They're going to get SAMs all over them, surely. I don't like the look of this one bit. There's some AGM-88s going from these F-16s. I wonder what they're attacking. It's that one there that's the important one for me. What happened to those Su-27s? They got taken out. There's a last MiG up there which is about to be destroyed. And we're going to be turning left in about 10 seconds once we get past this little corner. And then we're going to head off on a bearing to the south. Start the turn now.
Colt 2, IP, running in.
And we can now go AFK off. It's time to burn some fuel and gain some airspeed. We're going to follow this ridge for a minute or so. Triggers on the safe. We are set to attack position on the weapons selector. Master mode is on nav.
Colt 3, SA-19 east of Helen is down.
One SA-19 down. That's not our one. We want the SA-13 to go down. Okay.
Pontiac 2, passing south of Helen. Pontiac 3, passing south of Helen. Call 3, SA-19 east of Helen is down.
It's a 19. That's not the one we want. I'll just quickly check whether or not there's another path being created through.
Hog 1, fence in.
The hogs are in. No, that 13 is still up. Okay, there's one. There's plenty of SAMs here. Oh, there we go. There's an AGM 65 going out. I think he's going after that SAM site.
Call 3, SA-19 east of Helen is down.
Oh, I hope he takes it out. I really do. Where are we? Over here. I can now turn slightly east. Say 250.
Dodge 2, missiles away. Off to the north.
Dodge 2's missiles away. Good. Don't know how he got through all the SAM sites, but looks like they have. Okay, rolling out now. Oh, ouch. I think someone just got taken out by a SAM. Yes, somebody did. Okay, let's hold the aircraft here. And check tactical again. 2 F-16s down here. That one's gone. That one's gone. We're clear. We're clear in now. Brilliant. Waypoint 5, please. Okay, we're clear in. We've got some stuff way off to our right. As long as the high ground is on the right of me, I could probably afford to go down a bit here. Alright, we're now clear. There are no SAMs in the vicinity of the target. Yeah, not getting picked up by any radar either. This is fantastic.
Pontiac 3, IP running in. Pontiac 4, IP running in.
Do have an aircraft overhead. Up there.
Pontiac 2, passing west of Helen.
Not sure what he is.
Pontiac 3, passing west of Helen. Pontiac 4, passing west of Helen.
Quick check on the map. It's friendly. It's an F-16. We'll soon be turning right. So here comes the F-16. Let's go for a little airspeed now.
Pontiac 2, bombs away, off to the east. Pontiac 3, bombs away, off to the east.
Okay, let's turn in on the target now. Should be the right place to do it. Yes, it is. Right, now we'll be running in on the line of the target itself. It's probably those objects over there that I can see. Nope, it wants me to keep coming around. onto 060. Okay, there they are. This is ridiculous. There they are. Okay.
Hawk 1 in hot east of Helen.
Wingman, engage.
2.
Okay, there's the target there. Weapons hot. Pretty sure this is it. And they're not lined up very well. A couple of rockets away there, but we've got plenty of time because there's absolutely no air defenses. Was the target. So this is actually quite an easy job. If you just wait for the air defenses to all get walloped, then not sure if my wingman decided to attack. Here's he's just flying around behind me. I'm going to get in another attack position here. Right, this is the way we want to attack these things. Down the line, just like this. And then get nice and steady. Not perfect. But we've made a good mess of it. I may have a couple more here which I can go back in with. In fact, I'm going to call it a day and we're going to head back because it looks like we've got some other enemy vehicles over here which we can fire a couple of rockets at on the way through. Yeah, these guys will do. Oh, I'm out. Good, I used up all my rockets. And we now head out 090, slightly south of, and we get out of here. So there we go, mission complete. We hammered the target. A few passes with these mighty rockets. No air defences left standing. And it was all a bit pedestrian, really. Head for waypoint 3. Fuel situation is not ideal. We're down to 60. I know we can get home on that. 50's fine. Weapon safety can now go up. False ridge there. Just avoided smacking into the ground. Give the pilot a bit of a fright for a second. Number 2 is in position and it looks like we're having... He's flaring. So I'm going to drop down here. Use a bit of ground masking. Don't know why he's launching flares. He must be getting locked. Still launching flares, but we should be safe now. Quick check of the map. Yeah, we should be safe. I think it was just those other units off to the left on the other side of that ridge there. He's still flying, still gunning it. So we are now clear of the combat area.
182, fence out.
Everybody else is fencing out.
Pontiac 4, fence out.
We'll get the nose up and we'll just check that we are not crossing into enemy
Pontiac 3, fence out.
restricted airspace, which we are going to. So we'll head left, climb up the ridge. Turn on to about 045 and head in this direction for a few moments. Let's just put the aircraft on hold there and check the map again. Good, we are clear. We're heading up this line here to avoid this piece of airspace. Back up to the farms and we will go home. Looking back at the target area. Looks like some of these things have been walloped, which is good news. I will see you on final approach back at Nellis. So here we are, arriving over the apex, and we will now be turning right to land over there. So we'll go through a quick few checks before we do. Just announce to Nellis that we're inbound.
Dodge 1-1, inbound.
Set to landing on the navigation system. Check airspeed. It's fine. We can lower the gear soon. Lights back on. Yeah, we're on the AG channel, which is the one we're supposed to be on.
Dodge 1-1, inbound.
Not quite sure why we're not getting a response, but never mind. We are on the correct channel. Okay, throttle back. Going to deploy the air brakes for a moment. Lower the landing gear. And turn on the reversed thruster. Now we can bring the air brakes back in. We're at 300, which is fine for an approach speed. And start thrusting forward now. Going to lower the HUD. Approach speed looks good. Gear lights are on. Reverse thruster is engaged. Doing 300. A little bit off center here. We may have a touch of wind. Yeah, I think we must have a little bit of wind here. I'll write that at the last second with the rudder. Airspeed's good. And down goes the front wheel. Very low forward speed there as we touched down, so not really much requirement for reverse thrust. And almost came to a stop before the skid marks. Stalled it straight down onto the runway. We will exit here. Just alternating the brakes there, which is why the nose is swinging around willy-nilly. Now I'm not going to turn the generator off this time because it seems to crash the aircraft. We're just going to park up and then we will exit the mission without hitting the generator switch, and that way it should save the mission progress. Here will do nicely. Bring the airplane to a halt. There we have it. We're home at Alice, mission 9 complete. 1 to go, the final mission. Looking forward to seeing you for that. Thanks for watching.